My name's Caitlin, and I am partnered with True Wealth Financial.
People always tell me that selling life insurance is difficult, but I want to make it really easy for you guys today. So my name's Caitlin. I'm here with True Wealth Financial. This last quarter alone, I've done a lot of sales in the life insurance arena, well over $20,000 a month the last few months in this last quarter of the year. But I want to share with you guys some gems and some hacks to be successful in the life insurance and how to sell life insurance. So the one thing I can tell any new agent how to be a effective salesperson in a life insurance arena is called the 3 steps to success formula. So we have leads, we have mindset, we have presentation, broken down by a number of things that we're going to explain. Well, I'm going to explain to you here in a minute. Now, I promise you, if you stay tuned with this, you'll be able to go out there and earn well over 6 figures by simply following this one simple formula in your first year. Now, there is a disclaimer here. It's only if you're willing to put the work in. I don't want to overhype this, but if you follow this one simple formula, this can help you earn as much money as you want to make in this life insurance industry. So the first step we got here, you guys, is leads. Now, I love my time. I don't want to do, never did door knocking. I only work with people that say, hey, Caitlin, come see me. I need life insurance. Um, I only talk to people who say they need this information. Now, how much is costing for leads right now for the average 6 figure producer right now? If you're maybe in the field, I would say 20 to 25 leads every week. That's going to cost you roughly around $800 to $1,000 every single week. Now, here's the beautiful thing about that. You're probably like, Caitlin, that's a lot of money to be spending in a week. But I promise you, if somebody can come to you and say, hey, spend $800 or $1,000, and I want to give you 5 or 7 or 10,000 in a week, would you be able to take that? So you have to ask yourself and figure this out now. Leads are the very and most effective way to run your business right now. I don't know how anybody in life insurance succeeds without leads. It's the lifeline and the bloodline behind your business. So if anybody tells you not to buy any leads, you might want to run away from them. They're probably running their warm market and stuff, which is very effective as well. But I love buying leads. Most of the agents I work with are spending about 500 to 800 bucks a week on leads. But they're always seeing a ROI of about 4 to 5,000 in income that same week they purchase leads. So leads are very important. So we love Facebook leads, internet leads. I know direct mail leads are popular. But the leads are important. The beautiful thing about them is what a lead is, for new people on the line. A lead is when a client sends in a like information or fills out a form online or through the mail saying, hey, Caitlin, hey, Sarah, I'm looking to get some life insurance. Come call me or come out and see me. That's all a lead is. They fill out a form online or in the mail. The agent then gets that form either within 24 to 72 hours or right away, which we're doing real-time leads, and we call them instantly and we go ahead and sell that client. So mindset, let's go to mindset, you guys. You are joining the sales industry. Mindset is going to be your number one thing that you have to train on the most. I believe most of this business is really just mindset, you guys. You're going to get a lot of no's, but there's going to be a lot of yeses. But if your mindset is right going into every presentation, you will definitely succeed. So mindset's so important to me and it always has been. And I truly believe when it comes to any type of business that you decide to put yourself into, you always have to develop the right mentality. Now, keep in mind, you guys are entrepreneurs, business owners, so congratulations. You're no longer an employee. You work for yourself. You have some time freedom. But the number one thing that a lot of agents struggle with is adapting the right mentality that's required to be able to get to that next level in their business. Like a lot of people will tell you no, but you have to be willing to go for no so you can eventually get that yes. You have to wake up in the morning every single day, be disciplined with your schedule, with your routine, and know that you have complete control over your schedule. So what does that mean for you? Well, because you have complete control of your schedule, that doesn't mean you have a lot of time freedom. You still have to self-employ yourself to your business and work a set schedule. If you're in the field, typically between 10 a.m. to about 8 p.m. If your phone sells 10 a.m. to about 8 p.m. And you're not working the entire time, you're still out there prospecting, um, making phone calls in between times. If we're on the phone, we typically have 2 power hour sessions, typically between 10 to 3. Then we take a break, come back around 5 to about 8 p.m. And we're able to be very, very effective with those time frames, or I like to call it time blocking, because we have leads we can call through. But if you're not disciplined with your schedule, it's going to be very hard for you. And then, we're showing people how to make a lot of money in their first year selling life insurance about 4 to 5 days a week. So books we recommend, or I recommend, is Think and Grow Rich. Um, The Stranger's Secret, it's by Napoleon Hill. It's Earl Nightingale. It's a audio. Um, I have my books up here. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Ooh, that's such a strong book. It's by Shad Helmstetter. Because guess what, you guys, in this business, you're gonna be having a lot of times clients are telling you no. Some days you might not be able to get what you're looking for. But if you have the correct mindset and can speak to yourself in a positive mentality, in a positive manner, you need it to be successful. So, like, that's what I needed when I first started in entrepreneurship. I had to change my entire mind to get to that next level in business. So next, let's talk about presentation, or effective presentations. The approach, an effective approach. If I'm doing phone sales and, hey, Miss Betty, my name is Caitlin. How are you doing today? Or, hey, Miss Betty, how are you doing today? How you been? I'm giving you a call about this form you requested in regards to life insurance. It looks like you listed your favorite hobby as, and then I list that hobby, and then I wait for them to respond. That's my approach. Another telesales approach that I like to say, hey, Mr. John, how are you doing today? He responds, I go straight into it. Hey, I'm Caitlin, underwriter for the state of Ohio. Just getting back to you about the form you filled out online about getting some insurance. I got your request on the 24th of November, and just giving you a call to verify some information to see what your options are. Now, that's an approach. This is just who I am. Let's get this going. So now, we're on the phone with the client. We're rocking and rolling. We're getting things done. So the next step is the discovery. Whew, this is the good one. This is like figuring out why the person needs insurance. Like, why am I even here today? Why am I here on the phone to help you out with your life insurance needs? So the things that we like to ask in the discovery is, hey, Miss Betty, are you requesting this information for you or for you and someone else? Ooh, so good. Are you requesting this information because you have nothing in place right now? If you don't have any coverage right now, what's been the biggest thing holding you back? You hear my tone? It's that tonality. What's been the biggest thing stopping you? Money? Mm. Have you received any quotes in the mail recently? Oh, you do have insurance. Okay, I got you. Okay, when you fill out this form here, were you looking to see what else was out there? Did you want to add more coverage? What was your main goal with filling out this form? And then after that part, we like to go into the next part of discovery called the pain. Like, it's like the pain point. Like, people buy off emotion and pain. So, Miss Betty, have you experienced a funeral lately, like a loss of your loved one? Anybody passed away that was close to you? Who was it? How long ago was this? Did you guys do a burial cremation? Did they have coverage? Did you have to contribute to the funeral and final arrangements? Now, if they didn't have any coverage, like, how long and how hard was that for you to come out of pocket to pay for that 10, 15, or $20,000 funeral? Most people's families, you guys, don't have 20, 10, 5,000 to just pull out of pocket randomly on an unexpected day and just pay for a funeral. Now, at that point, I'm asking Miss Betty, this is the trial close. We call it the trial close here. Miss Betty, with you having nothing in place for yourself right now, if anything were to happen to you, let's say today, who would be that person taking care of your final expenses today? Is it your son, Jason? Okay, Jason. Okay, got it. Okay. Now, do you think Jason is in a spot right now financially to take care of that for you? Okay, he's not. Okay. I'm taking notes on this. So now, Miss Betty, I'm assuming that's why you've been looking around for some coverage, so there's no burden you put on Jason when you pass away. Is that right? Okay, cool. Now we go into the presentation where we go education wise, we start educating about insurance. So what that looks like is the educational piece is super important. It's like after discovery. So through the discovery, we understand the importance of why the client requested the information. We're trying to figure out their needs on why they're looking for life insurance. The discovery is by far the most important part of the presentation. But after you figure out the reason why they requested information, you now have to be able to figure out what the solution is to the problem that they gave you. And that's the whole reason of the discovery. So we go into educating the client on what life insurance can actually do to help them with their concerns. So in an educational side of things, I'm explaining to them the difference between term versus whole life. Now, if you're working final expense leads, most clients are going to be buying a whole life policy to take care of their burial expenses. So you have to explain to them the importance of the whole life policy with the living benefits of it. One of my best things I like to explain to the client is, hey, Miss Betty, I understand you requested some information for your son, Jason. And the biggest reason why you requested this information today is to make sure Jason is taken care of. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Okay, now, Miss Betty, now with this whole life policy, it's going to be a permanent life policy. It's going to protect you for your entire life. The premiums never change. The benefits never change. It builds a cash value. So guess what, Miss Betty? So this cash value account, you actually have access to borrow from the policy if you ever fell short on hard times. Now, I know you said you're on Social Security benefits. Is that right? Okay, gotcha. Now, this policy allows you to borrow from it if you ever need it. Now, do I recommend it? No, but you do have it. But my biggest benefit and the best benefit I like about this, outside of me being your agent, is it comes with something called a terminal illness rider. And this terminal illness rider states that if you have a 12 to 24 month left life expectancy, you can actually access up to 75%. The company would advance you 75% of your death benefit. So what that means for you, Miss Betty, is if you only had 1 to 2 years to live in, like you were in hospice or in the hospital, you can actually pull up to 75% of that death benefit early to handle all your arrangements before you pass away. So before you pass away, so guess what? Jason no longer has to worry about taking care of these things when you pass away because you helped him with it. Now, Miss Betty, if you're working, it gives you access now to still be able to pay for your bills while you are going through your rehabilitation, so you don't have to be stressed or stretched for cash. Now, Miss Betty, I understand that's all important to you. And again, that terminal illness rider will allow you to put Mr. Jason along your bedside. If he's not able to work, you'll be able to assist him in those time and needs as well, because you need him and he's not able to work. Now, how does that sound for you, Miss Betty? Which one of these benefits do you like the most? So being able to explain to that client how the benefits work while they're alive is one of the most powerful things. You know, what I've learned over the last few months, there's a saying called, "What's in it for me?" At the end of the day, life insurance isn't only meant for the person who passes away and the beneficiary, but you have to be able to overemphasize the living benefits in the policy that can benefit that person while they're alive. So they can be more prone to keep the policy, and also when they pass away, their family can inherit that benefit. Now, also in the presentation, you know, we're going over things like the cost of burial and cremation, like small little breakdowns, some carriers, some companies that we're partnered with, you know, X, Y, and Z companies. So we're going over these things like, hey, you're probably going to be, you know, established with one of these companies we work with. Like we work with over 25 A-rated insurance carriers. So we can do that shopping around for you on your behalf to find the best company to match your needs and budget. How does that sound to you, Miss Betty? Like Social Security is only going to pay $255 out to your loved ones when you pass away. That's not going to take care of it. So the presentation, which is really just truly education, and educating them on how that policy can benefit them, and put them in a great position. And then we have the close. We have to assume this close. Because by this time, we can probably close after discovery if it was good enough. Like we can honestly close earlier, but we're just nurturing it. Like we're just dancing with them. Like we're just slow dancing with that client. We're bringing them through the whole process. But the closing part, we're going to show three quotes that we received after we asked their health questions, got their medications, their health conditions. We're going to show them three quotes. Quotes from, I like doing like the lowest to highest. Some people like go to the highest to lowest. But I think I like lowest to highest to tell them that they have more coverage available, pretty much. But when they pick that quote, we're assuming the sell. So it's not like, are you sure? It's like, hey, Miss Betty, I know you want that 10,000 for $80 a month. So what we're gonna do now is this. We're gonna see the insurance company will be able to approve you. Now, if they do approve you, what happens is we'll have that policy mailed out to you within 5 to 10 business days for you to look at, and your first payment's not due till next month. But keep in mind, if they don't approve you, I can't do anything about it. We tried, and that's about it. So who's your beneficiary? Jason? Okay. That's a nice sell, right? So they pick the quote, we get the application signed up, and application started. Mind you, this is like a 30-45 minute process over the phone. Like I like assisting over the phones. It's simple, it's easy. Being a single mom, I'm home. You know, I get the opportunity to be with family. Um, but you know, you're still connecting with that client over the phone based off the personality, the tonality. We're nurturing the client. And the agents we're working with are doing this almost 4 to 5 times a day and selling 4 to 5 policies a day, even myself. So this takes about 30 to 45 minutes to an hour to complete with the client. And the agent gets paid that same week, sometimes within 24 to 72 hours. But then you guys, finally, you know, we have the cool down. A lot of people are like, Caitlin, like, what is this cool down? But it's known as like the promise pitch. So like after the client is approved, you don't just like hang the phone up and say, I'll see you later, like talk to you later. It was a great time selling you, Miss Betty. Because now that becomes super transactional and all the rapport you just built went out the window. So you want to take some time after the client said yes to you. And after you submitted the application, I'll say maybe 2 to 5 minutes is more than enough. But what I like to say over the phone is, I like to say, hey, Miss Betty, congratulations. Your application has been approved. Now, the biggest benefit of this again is I'll be your sales agent, your ongoing agent for life, which means you'll be able to call me at any time if you ever need to make changes to your policy. Or if you have any questions in regards to your policies, I'm the girl that you call. Make sure you go ahead and save my number in your phone. And if anything occurs, you give me a call first. Now, Miss Betty, I do want you to promise me something that if anything ever comes up that can jeopardize your policy, rather inflation, a bill comes up, or just too pricey, I just want you to promise me that you'll give me a call first so we can take care of that together. And she'll always say, okay, yes, yes, ma'am, I got you. Absolutely. And then when we get off the phone and I shoot them a text, I send them a thank you card. It goes out the next day after they sign up, because I want to keep my presence in their space. And we're looking to help insurance agents across the map. We have people we're working with right now directly that are earning between 5, 10, 15, 20,000 a month. And in their first 30 days, it's insane. 60 days, 90 days as an agent with True Wealth here. If you're looking to be part of a great community with great training, with great mentors, all you have to do is click the like button on this video, comment down below, or you can shoot a text message to area code 863-242-4958. All right, guys, I'll see you guys at the top.